Lisa Rubel from Quilty Zest, and today I'm going to show you how to take the fun pre-cut squares from the Scrappy Star Quilt from Sit and Sew Fabrics and put them together into a Halloween quilt. So let's take a look at what all is in our Halloween Scrappy Star Quilt Kit. We've got the pattern, of course, and then we've got all the pre-cut pieces you need to assemble the quilt. The squares in a variety of different Halloween prints, the white for the star points, the small squares for the sashing squares, the sashing strips that are also white, and backing and binding fabric. Now we've got a lot of Halloween colored and themed fabrics to choose from, so your kit may not have the exact fabrics you see in this one, but you will still get great variety of fabrics to create your quilt before Halloween. So we're going to start out by laying out the pieces for our first block to make sure we've got all the fabrics in the right spot. So I've got 5 of these orange squares. They're going to go in the corners and the middle. And then I've got 4 of these black squares. They're going to go in my remaining spots, so we've got a 9 patch here. And then what we're going to do is take these little white squares and use them to make star points on the black squares. So I'm going to put them right here for now, just so that we know where they go. So this is what my block will look like roughly. What I'm going to start out by doing is taking these white squares, turning them wrong side up, and marking a diagonal line along the back side. Now I happen to have a white on white fabric, so if you do as well, you want to make sure that you have the fabric with the wrong side up, because sometimes it can be a little tricky to tell. So I'm going to mark on the back of all 8 of these. So I'm going to start out by adding star points to this first black square. So I'm going to position a marked square with the fabrics right side together, so my line runs from here to here, and I'm just going to stitch on that drawn line. Then I'm going to trim the seam allowance, so it's just a 1/4 inch past that stitch line. Get rid of those 2 triangles, and then I'm going to press it open. I'm going to start out by just pressing the seam, which allows the stitches to sink in, and then I will flip that corner open and give it a nice press. Okay, so I've got one corner done. Now I'm going to take another marked square and put it on the adjacent corner. And I'm going to, my line goes from here to here, and I'm going to stitch down that line as well. So I'm going to do the same thing with the second star point. I'm going to cut off those corner triangles and then bring it over to my iron and press it first to set in the stitches, and then press that second corner open. And what you can do at this point, especially if they don't seem to be laying flat, is to just give it a little spritz with a water bottle and then press again, and that will help those corners lay flat. So you can see if I put this in my block, I've got my first set of star points. So I'm going to do the same thing for the remaining 3 black squares, so they each have 2 star points on them. And then we'll get to assembly. So I've got all 4 of my star points made, and now I'm going to lay them out in my block. I'm going to put 1 at the top, 1 on each side, and 1 at the bottom. You can see I've got them all oriented so the star points are touching that center square. So our next step is to sew these squares and units together. So I'm going to start out by flipping this top middle piece over on top of the square, matching the raw edges, and I'm going to stitch down that edge. Then after that, I'm going to do the same with this next piece, and with the last one. You want to make sure when you flip them that the orientation of your star point units doesn't change, so that they're in the right orientation with the other pieces. So I'm going to stitch down all 3 of these edges, and I'm going to chain piece and just do it without cutting the thread in between. And I'm going to lay them back down and flip them open. Just make sure my star points are all oriented correctly. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this 3rd column and flip each one over on the middle 2 parts. And then I'm going to stitch with a 1/4 inch seam allowance down all of those. Now one thing you want to keep in mind when you are stitching where the star points come together, like here you can see I've got a seam that crosses. So when I'm stitching, I want to make sure that my seam line that I'm sewing down the edge is as close to that intersection as possible, and that will give a nice star point. Okay, I've got my rows stitched together. I'll lay them back out here. You can see I still have all my star points in the right spot, and if you look, I've got a nice sharp point right there on the 2 sides, and so I want to pay attention to that when I sew the bottom and top rows to the center to make sure I get nice sharp points there too. So next we're going to press, and we're going to press the top and bottom pieces, the seams out, and the center row we're going to press the seams in, and that's because of where we've got the seams already from these pieced units that will reduce our bulk. So I'm going to take this top row over, and I'm going to press away from my star point unit, press out toward the edges. There we go, out to the sides. Now this one, I'm going to press in towards that center unit, towards my orange square. And there's that. And by alternating how I press these seams in each row, that allows me to nest the seams as I join the block together. So there's my 3 rows. What I'm going to do is take this top row, fold it over on my center row, and you can see how my seams nest there. This center row, the seam is headed in, and the top row it's headed out, so they don't overlap, and they make it easy to have a really nice join. So I'm going to pin by that. I'm going to pin by the second one as well. Then I like to put a pin in at the end just to hold the ends together, and one near the beginning. There we go. So I am going to stitch down this edge, and like I said before, you want to keep an eye on where your stitch line is in relation to where the 2 seams of your star points intersect, because that will give you a nice sharp point. So if you have your star point unit on the top as opposed to on the bottom, you can see where you're headed as you stitch that line. Okay, I've got my first 2 rows joined, and now I'm going to add this bottom row. So I'm going to flip that up over the center row. I'm going to turn it just to make it easier to pin. And same things, I'm going to nest those seams from the first join and the second join and pin them both. And then add a couple more pins just to keep my fabric together at the beginning and the end. And then I'm going to stitch down this line, keeping an eye on that star point intersection. So here is my block. It's time to press it, and we can take a look at it. So I'm going to press the top and bottom, towards the top and bottom rows, so away from my center row. And here's our first Scrappy Star block. Looks pretty cute with those little white star points and our Halloween colors. So I want to take a second and talk about directional fabric in this block. You can see here this yellowy green fabric I have is a stripe. So if you want all of the stripe fabrics in a particular block to go in the same direction, you want to lay it out beforehand like this, and then keep it laid out as you add the star points. Because if you look at where I'm going to put my star points, I'm going to put 2 there, I'm going to put 2 here, 2 here and 2 here. That means on 2 of the squares, I'm putting the star points on the side when the stripe is running horizontally. And on 2 of them, I'm putting the star points at the bottom and at the top where it's running horizontally. So you need to pay attention to the direction of the print in your squares before you add the star points to make sure that it all goes in the same direction. And if you don't care if it goes in the same direction, then no problem. You don't have to worry about that. And then sort of the opposite of that is if, let's switch this around. And so if the lime green fabric does not get the star points, but instead is in the corners and the center, same thing, you just need to keep it in mind for when you start sewing the blocks together, so you don't end up with one that's like that and the rest of them all going in the same direction. So just pay attention to the orientation of your fabric, keep it laid out on your cutting table before you sew so that you know that the fabrics are all running in the same direction. So I stitched up the block with the directional yellow-green stripe, so let's take a look at that too. You can see that I've got the stripes running the same way in all of my star point units. So I walked you through the steps on how to make a block, and we talked about what to do with directional fabric. There are 12 blocks in this quilt, so you're going to use the rest of your pre-cut squares and divide them out into your remaining blocks. You're going to choose 2 different fabrics for each block. One that will be for your star point units and one that will be for your corners and your center. So pair up your fabrics so you have combinations that you like and sew the rest of your blocks. Once you have all your blocks done, you're going to follow the directions in your pattern that will talk to you about putting together your blocks and your sashing strips into block rows and your sashing strips and your little sashing squares into sashing rows. And you'll join